I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to start off with a few repurchases. I got some more of the CeraVe sunscreen, which has been my go-to since I discovered it after the Josie Maran SPF 47 is being discontinued. And so I went on this journey of trying different sunscreens, which I still might try some more, but I've really been loving the combination of the Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen SPF 50, which is this guy, and then I mix it with the Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen sheer tint, which is an SPF 30. So the 50, since it's a mineral sunscreen, and mineral sunscreens, titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, are very white minerals, I like to mix it with the tinted one, because this one by itself, I can wear it by itself, but it does, you know, pull whatever foundation product that I have on a little bit darker. So kind of mixing the two is a happy medium for me. The tinted version does come in 3 shades according to Ulta. They've got 2 more shades on Ulta, which are new, and then this one was the standard one that has been available longer, and I'm yet to see the light version. I want to order one off of Ulta just to kind of compare the tones, but I do like to mix it with the SPF 50 because it is a higher SPF. So mixing the two about 50-50, I would say, is what, an SPF 40 if I'm mathing correctly. But the tinted one is a 1.7 ounce squeezy tube, and then the SPF 50 is a 2.5 fluid ounce, so you get more product in this one. So I got 2 of the tinted ones because I go through them quicker. So this is what the packaging on them looks like. It's got a flip top cap, which can get a little bit messy, and I find it quite interesting that my skin has been feeling more hydrated lately. I do put in 3 drops of the Josie Maran argan oil. It's 100% pure argan oil, because this by itself can kind of have this dry down to it, because they do market it as like a lightweight, non-greasy, so it kind of dries down. Well, then it kind of will ball up a little bit. So I was like, well, let's put a little bit of oil in there, and that is like the perfect combination. Those 3 drops of oil, 50-50 of these, and then that's what I have underneath my foundation. So anyway, I got 2 more of these guys and 1 of these guys, and that's been my current favorite sunscreen. And I was able to get those sunscreens at Walmart as well, and I got a couple other items. I seen this brush duo, which I didn't need, but I have a slight obsession with this shape of makeup brush. So it's the Moda Blur and Blend Duo. It's a 2-piece. There's 2 brushes in here, and I haven't used the one, and I've used the smaller one. So they're these shaped brushes, which I love the flat edge with the slight angled dome shape on these. I love this size right here for putting on my eyeshadow primer, and these brushes are synthetic and they're very, very soft. And then these kind of slanted ones I really like for blush. For whatever reason, I feel like they're more precise. Like I've been using this Morphe, what is it? A Morphe 202, and there's a couple other natural bristle brushes in the same shape that I absolutely love for blush. But they were fairly inexpensive, and again, they are synthetics, but I love this shape. And so I've used this one to put on my shadow primer, and they're just very soft. They feel nice on the skin, and they've got this kind of matte texture, which sometimes I haven't had any issue with any of the Moda brushes that I have currently, but I have synthetic brushes in my collection where the kind of that soft feeling handle can get a little sticky. Hopefully these ones don't do that, but I really love these shapes. And Walmart does have some really nice brush sets as well, so I got those guys. And then I got 2 eyeliners at Walmart as well. I thought I'd try the Revlon Color Stay Eyeliner Pencil Shimmer in the shade Jade 206. It says up to 24-hour wear, waterproof pencil, and I really liked the looks of the green liner that's in the little picture right there, and then also that long wearing, because I have a heck of a time trying to find, especially in a pencil format, liners for the waterline, and that's my intention for this eyeliner. It doesn't last on my waterline. I feel like if I marketed my tears in my eyes, that it would be the world's best makeup remover because they're really good at removing a lot of budge proof makeup. I still use the KVD Super Pomade on my lower lash line primarily. I've got it in the blue, the purple, and then also the green, and I've got I think some NYX pencils that last decently, but this one didn't last for me. It does last on the skin quite a bit, like when you swatch it on your hand and it like sets down, it's like kind of budge proof. But the biggest thing is the picture made it appear like it was a little bit of a lighter green than it actually is. It's a little bit of a blackened shimmer green. And as you can see by me going like this, the formulation is pretty creamy. It's a twist up pencil, and then there's a smudger on the other end. But unfortunately it's not going to work for me how I intended it to be. So that is the Color Stay eyeliner, up to 24-hour wear. I even wiped my waterline off, which I do a lot when I use a pencil liner for the waterline. I wipe it off with a Q-tip, try not to blink, and then go over it with a pencil so that it can really try to lock down. But it didn't last super well for me on the waterline. But again, on the skin, it's pretty decent. So that is, again, the Revlon Color Stay eyeliner in 206 Jade right there. And the other eyeliner that I got was marketed as new, and it's from Milani. It's the Stay Put Infinite Liner, and I got it in 110 Black Noir. I forgot to tell you guys where the Revlon liner was made. Sometimes I forget to do that. Made in the USA with US and non-US components, it says. And then the CeraVe sunscreen, I believe, is made in the USA. Yes, made in the USA of US and or imported ingredients is what it says on the box of the CeraVe. But the Milani here is made in the USA with non-US components as well. So it's this guy right here. Again, this is 110 Black Noir. And I was really hopeful about this liner because it's my favorite kind of format with the well. And it does have a brush in there, but the brush is pretty firm. I would have liked it to be a little bit like softer of a brush. And then the biggest thing is the formula of this. So it takes a really long time to dry, and I have hooded lids where when I relax my eyes, the hood can come down and touch my eyelashes. So I had to almost like, first I had to clean up the transfer because it transferred to my upper hood right away. And then I had to kind of hold my head back while it's like set down, right? And then I had gone outside that day to comb some horses, and my eyes watered really bad. They always water really, really bad, especially in the springtime with the allergies and stuff like that. And when I came in, there was a big chunk missing out of the wing portion of my liner. So I was like, it's supposed to be really long wearing, you know, so I was going to give it that for the dry down issue, but then there was this piece missing and it stays a little tacky. And so what I think happened is, again, my hood will come down especially in this outer corner. Up here, it'll come down and touch the lash line, but in here, it'll actually like fold and my skin touches there. And so if it's a stickier kind of formula, it'll peel it off when I blink. The joys of having the hooded eye. But I'm not crazy about this, not at all. And then, so I go to wash my face and it has gone into my lashes, right? Into my lash line or whatever. And I couldn't get it out. And I'm like, you're supposed to be long wearing, but you're transferring and you're sticky. It's a whole thing. Not a fan. I'll go ahead and swatch it. It's a nice like black, you know, color, but I'm not a fan of the formulation of this at all. And then since I had used this, and I don't know because I hadn't used it since that day, but the following 2 days after I had used this liner, my eyes were so irritated, like wanted to like scratch them out. I do use an allergy eye drop, but like I have to because that's how bad my eyes will itch from allergies. But this was more like a really irritated burny sensation as opposed to just my watery allergy eyes. So I think it's from this. I can't 100% pinpoint because I did use the first day I used the Revlon liner on the waterline, but I didn't notice any instant irritation with that. So I'm kind of blaming this. So anyway, that guy's a no-go for me. But that's the Milani Longwear eyeliner in black right there. I had forgot when I had hauled the last Adept palette that I got that I purchased 2 of their new brushes as well. They came out with this really pretty synthetic brush range with this blue marbled handle to it. And I really like the look of these 2. And as you can tell, the shape of them, very similar to the Moda ones. I love shapes like this. So this one's a little bit larger than the second brush in the Moda set. And I tried to use both of these with foundation just because I hadn't used a brush in a really long time. And I mean, they work great. They work like a really good synthetic for liquids, but I do just prefer a sponge. So what I'll use these 2 brushes for, and which was my original intention in purchasing them anyway, is again, I like to use brushes like this for eyeshadow primer or the CoverGirl in Olay, which I use. And then this one I'll use to push powder in to set my foundation or my cream products. it'll get a little bit bushier when I wash it because it's still a little bit damp from the foundation that was in there, but I like to really push in powder with brushes like this right here. So I did get those from Adept, and again, they're really pretty handled, marbled synthetic brushes. I also seen this new concealer from Rimmel. It's the Multitasker, and so I decided to pick it up. It was only like $6, and so I got the shade number 10 Porcelain, which I believe is the lightest shade they got. And this is actually a pretty nice, really lightweight, buildable concealer, easy to blend out. Like I said, it's got a light, buildable to medium kind of coverage to it. And for $6, it's pretty nice from the drugstore. The color is pretty neutral on me. But again, for the $6, I thought it was pretty good. And I really liked how nicely it blended out underneath the eyes. It didn't feel drying or anything like that either. Just kind of a really nice lightweight concealer there from Rimmel. So that is the shade number 10 in Porcelain of their Multitasker concealer. And then it's got that kind of larger doe foot applicator there. I also saw these lashes from Salon Perfect. They're the kitten half lashes. They just look like really easy wears. They're 664 Feline Flick. And I did wear one pair. I've got like a pile of eyelashes that I just need to wash and put on my little Lily Lashes lash hanger. But that one pair is in there. And I didn't have to really cut these down at all. They were just like kind of plug and play. And they're just a nice little kind of flick. You can hardly tell, especially with how I do eyeliner, that I had any false lashes on. They're a little bit tame for me, but I still like them for being a subtle, easy lash to wear. So I got those guys. Again, it's the Salon Perfect Kitten Half Lash, and it says Whisper Light on there. And I really didn't notice them on my eyes at all day long. So it says Baby Cat Eye Effect, and I do feel like that fits the description. Now let's get into some cheek products, primarily blush, because I'm still on the kick of trying all the new blushes. I got some new powder blushes from Lancome. I got 2 of their Blush Subtle powder blushes. I got the baby pink one because one must have all the baby pink blushes. So that is in the shade 500 Pink Ooh La La, 0.18 ounces of product, and these are made in France. So kind of your standard Lancome packaging. Some differentiation would be nice to indicate the color, even if it was just on the sticker on the back. But these ones had a wave-like texture to them. So these are the new blushes. I think they came out with 5 or 6 shades like this. So you can see the wave that's in the pattern. So they're new shades to the range, and these are really nice. They're really easy to use. They have this nice silky texture, and they blend, and they're very buildable blushes, so you don't have to worry about overdoing it. But if you want more intensity, they're really easy to build up, but very easy to use blushes. They got this nice silky smooth texture to them. So that one is a matte, and it's in the shade 500 Pink Ooh La La right there. And the other one I got is 800 Orange Foria, same thing, 0.18 ounces of product and made in France. And I love an orange blush. I just really love an orange blush. This one here is like an orange terracotta, and it's got a shimmer in it, but it's not over the top or anything like that. Same thing, super easy to use. You don't have to like worry about it being too much. They blend out nicely, they build up nicely. So that one right there is 800 Orange Foria. And again, these are the new Blush Subtle powder blushes from Lancome right there. And I have worn both of these, so when I pick a powder blush, because you guys know I've been into the cream products and stuff, I'll put my base on, bronze contour with the bronze contour sticker cream. Primarily I've been using the CL one, and then I'll put my concealer on, and then I'll set my whole face. Then I'll go in with highlighter and then a powder blush is kind of how I do it. But they also layer nicely, because I haven't used the orange one like this, but I have used that pink one over a pink cream blush that I already set, just to kind of intensify the cheeks, and they work out really nice like that as well. And then I also placed another order on Sephora and got a few more primarily blushes. And I did place one more order before the sale ended on Monday, and it still hasn't shipped. I'm like, it's been 5 days. I know they probably are bombarded and stuff like that. When I placed the order, it said it would be here by Friday, but no dice. So anyway, with the second order that I placed, I got one of the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blushes. And these have got 0.22 ounces of product, or 6.4 grams. And the shade that I got is Alive. And these ones here are made in Korea, is what it says on the packaging. So these are new from Rare Beauty. I really like that the packaging corresponds to the blush shade that's inside. And this is actually the blush that I've got on my cheeks today. It's a very interesting formula in that it has a putty texture, but it picks up pretty good on a brush. And it almost has this slight putty to powder finish to it. Very pigmented. So this one here, if you're not super careful and you just go in and then go to your cheeks, at least with this color, it's going to be really intense. But again, it's got like this slight bit of a putty texture. You can like make indentations in it. But it picks up decent on a brush. And then, like I said, the finish has got like a slight bit of powderiness to it. And I like how pretty and seamless that these look on the skin. And I'm kind of kicking myself because I should have got a few more shades, but I'm already a little out of hand with the blush. So it's all right that I just got the one, at least for now. So that is the Matte Bouncy Blush in Alive from Rare Beauty right there. And again, that's the blush that I've got on my face today. And then I also got one of the new Fenty Hot Cheeks Velour Blush Lighters. And I got the lighter of the two shades in Cherry Pied. So this is 4.5 grams or 0.15 ounces. And this one here is made in, stalling, made in Italy is what it says. So this is the box packaging right here. And here is the actual packaging. It's got one of those little transformable sticker deals on there. This is what the back looks like. So this here is really pretty. It's got a sheen to it. It's very pigmented, although it blends out really nicely on the skin. It's going to be a good one for when I want a sunburnt look on the skin. And I've worn this too, and it does go on pretty pigmented, so light an area at first and then build it up because it can get quite intense quite fast, but it's easy to work with. Like I was able to buff it out when I went in a little heavy. So that is the Hot Cheeks Velour Blush Lighter in Cherry Pied right there from Fenty Beauty. And then I primarily got this next product for the packaging, and it's the Charlotte's Beauty Soulmates Face Palette, and I got the Pillow Talk Flawless Pink. It's got a powder and a blush in it. 13 grams or 0.45 ounces of product in here, and this one is made in Italy as well. So this is the box packaging, and here's the actual packaging. I thought it was going to be smaller. I thought it was going to feel a little lightweight and kind of cheaper feeling because she's done packaging like this before, and that's how it's felt, like her powder, her pressed powder. But this has got some heft to it. It feels really nice, and there's a decent amount of product in there. And again, I got it because the packaging is really cute, and I do like Charlotte Tilbury products. There's a mirror inside, and then you have two matte products. This is kind of a face powder or like a pink tinted under eye powder. Something like this is too heavy for my liking for underneath the eyes. But when I've used the powder, I've actually mixed it in with the blush to kind of get a milky or kind of a pink, and it works out really nicely like that. The blush is pigmented, blends out really nice by itself. But it works good with the powder mixing it as well. I probably will never really use that for a face powder. When there's a duo in something, I try to kind of use them evenly because I don't like it when I run out of half of a palette or half of a product. It's just a whole thing, right? But having said that, these are magnetized inside of the packaging, and there's a little hole to poke it out, or you can use a magnet. So this can be put in a magnetic palette, or I'm wondering if they're doing refills for these. They should, because the packaging is so pretty. Who wants to use this up and like throw it away, right? So again, that is the Charlotte's Beauty Soulmates Face Palette Pillow Talk Flawless Pink duo right there. And then I placed an order on the Dior website for some more cheek products, and I had to kind of keep this whole little getup because of how how nice this came packaged from Dior. So it had the Dior ribbon around the box, and it's a really just nice Dior box that you could store stuff in there. I was able to pick 2 samples, and I picked a perfume, and they came in this little pouch right here. And I picked the same sample. One was in a little like sprayer, one of the tiny ones, and then one was in this cute little travel style. And this is a pretty fragrance. It's quite strong though. It's the Boss Talisman, and it's got a vanilla, kind of a smoky vanilla vibe to it. It's really pretty, but I could probably only wear like 1 or 2 spritzes, well, max of that guy. But isn't that cute? I got another one of the Forever Glow Luminizers. These have got 6 grams or 0.21 ounces of product. And these guys here, I believe, are made in Italy. Yes, they are. And I got the shade 06 Opal Sequin. Out of the, I think there are actually like 6 shades statewide that you can get. But I think in Asia included, there's even more shades. But this here appeared, from what I could tell from the images like off of Instagram and stuff, to be the most sparkly out of all the shades available. So I picked this guy up, and it is a really pretty sparkly shade. So it's got that same puffy packaging to it, which I do wish there was a color indicator on here, especially if you have like multiples of these. But the base on here is very translucent, so I do like to leave like a slightly unset top of my cheeks, and then I go over it with this so the sparkles really stick, and you can get this glossy, glassy, sparkly look to the skin. It's very pretty. You can kind of see the translucent base right there. It's probably going to be really hard to see on my skin, but I really like the effect that it gives the skin. It looks glassy, and it does have a slight fragrance to it, and I want to swatch it next to the blue one that I hauled last week in number 5, Blue Strobe, which is a really pretty blue highlighter. These are both like baked gelée products, but this one's got more base to it, and it's not quite as sparkly as the Opal one, as you can see right there. But it's a pretty, if you always wanted to wear a blue highlighter but didn't want to look like you're wearing this massive blue highlighter, that's the highlighter for you. It's really pretty. I've actually worn it quite a bit. I think I've worn the Dior out of both of these so far. So I think those might be the only 2 shades that I'll get. I've been eyeing the pink one because I thought it would be maybe a pretty blush, but that one right there again is Opal Sequin 06, and then this one is 05 Blue Strobe, which this shade I've only seen on the Dior website, the 06 one. And then the other product that I got is the Forever Glow Luminizer in 004 Coral Glow. This has got 0.21 ounces of product, or 6 grams, and this guy is also made in Italy. So this is the box packaging. This is part of, I believe, the spring or summer collection, and I got this primarily because of the packaging. It is so pretty. It's not puffy. It's like coated with a slight bit of a fabric. I'm very nervous because it's white, and these actually, the one time I wanted a Dior product to come with a sleeve for it, like, you know, their little velvet sleeves, it doesn't come with one. I'm so scared to get this dirty. I want to keep it like nice and pristine, right? And I originally thought that this was a blush. It's a light coral blush on me. But it's actually marketed as a highlighter. It's a baked jelly product as well. And the tiger that you can see on the front is embossed in the actual powder. So I'm just going to go across the center to give you guys a swatch to preserve that tiger. But it's a very light coral blush on me. It's too dark for my liking for a highlighter. This collection also came out with 2 bronzers. They're available on Saks and also Neiman Marcus right now, and I'm tempted to get them both, but I kind of got this just for the packaging, and I really haven't been wearing powder bronzers right now, so I'm back and forth. If the packaging was maybe a different color or something with the same like tiger on it and stuff, maybe I would, but you can tell there's an overspray on there, which I would definitely destroy. But I don't know, I'm still eyeballing them because this packaging is so pretty. I'm gonna have to find a sleeve from another high-end product to put this in, because I really don't want to get this really pretty white kind of fabric covered dirty. But that's the Dior Forever Glow Luminizer in 004 Coral Glow right there. You can see it's a glowy blush on my skin tone. I also got one of the new Sephora 8-Hour Colorful Transfer Proof Lip Liners. This is in the shade 02 Soft Suede. This is the lip liner that I've got on today. It's a sharpen style pencil, and it's got a nice long wear to it, very pigmented. This color in particular is a really pretty cool brown. I'm just going to put it over here because I have one more highlighter to swatch before I wipe those blushes off. And it does like dry down to be a long wearing liner, but not like in a goopy sense. It's like been wearing really nicely throughout the day. I've actually worn it quite a few times since I've gotten it, but I wish I would have bought some more shades of it. But maybe I'll hit up the Sephora inside of Kohl's and swatch them or something like that, because it's really hard to tell online, you know, whether or not it's going to be a shade that I really like. But these have got 1.2 grams or 0.04 ounces of product, and it's made in Germany. So again, that is the Sephora 8-hour colorful transfer proof lip liner in 02 soft suede right there. I also got the new shade of Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Hue Drops in Rosy Glow. Kind of an unnecessary purchase, but I love this product so much from Glow Recipe. I've been through an entire bottle of the bronzy ones too, and I think at some point here I'm going to buy the bronzy ones because those do add this nice kind of slightly bronzer look to the skin. Not by a whole ton, but just a little bit. But these ones here are the new Rosy Glow, and there's a slight like glowy pearly iridescence to it. No like glitter or anything like that, but after I put on like my foundation and everything like that, I can't really notice a difference between the original Watermelon Glow Drops and then these ones. I do notice a bigger difference between the original ones and the bronze version, but these are still really nice. They just make using the Glow Drops fun to use a tinted version. For what it's worth, I'll give a little like dot on my hand here. It's right there, and then I'll give it a little buff out. So you can see on like bare skin, you can see the pearl and stuff like that. But when I use it every single morning, I use 2 pumps of this product, whether it's a tinted one or the original version. After it's all said and done with my makeup on, I don't notice a difference then, but you can see that it does offer a slight like iridescent pearly peachy pink on the skin right there. I just love this product in general from Glow Recipe. I love their watermelon mist. I love these. They just offer such a nice amount of hydration to the skin, and makeup sits so pretty over them. So I got them in the Rosy Glow. These have got, let me tell you here, this is a Korean beauty product, I believe. This one is made in, I'm not really locating the made in on the box there, but 1.35 fluid ounces or 40 milliliters is how much product that you get. And then it's a glass bottle with a pump right there. So those are the Rosy Glow Watermelon Dewdrops. And then lastly, I placed an order with a brand called Question Beauty. I believe these are made in China, designed in New Zealand, made in China. So it must be a New Zealand indie brand is what I think they are. But I kept seeing advertisements for this. And primarily it's the palette that I'm going to show you that I just love the artwork on the cover. But I decided to get a highlighter with my order as well. It did take, I think, roughly 3 weeks for me to get the order. And they did throw in these little free gemstones to the order, like you can glue them on your face and stuff like that for festivals or whenever. But I got one of the highlighters. It's the Dewy Rainbow Pressed Highlighter, and this guy's got 2.8 grams or 0.098 ounces of product. You're not getting a ton of product in here, and it is a beautiful highlighter. It's got a slight rainbow effect. It was pretty expensive, especially for as much product that you're getting, but it looks white, but it's got the different tones. When I use it, I just tap my brush in there and swipe all the colors on my face. So that highlighter is what you see on my skin today, and it is super, super pretty. I kind of want some more. I think they have some other colors of the highlighters too, but I just wanted to try one before I bought a bunch of them, and I really do like this. So I'm not sure how much you can tell if I go sideways there, the color tone, because it's not like a huge difference, but you can see them right there. And then I wanted to kind of leave that stuff up right there. It's got a translucent base to it, which I love. High sparkle with translucent bases. They're my favorite highlighters at the moment. So there's a more swatch of them all together, and then I tried to kind of rainbow it sideways, but it's a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. Considering it takes a decent amount of time to get here, I kind of wish that I would have bought like a few of these, but that's okay. I can always place another order. It's got like this plastic slight acrylic kind of packaging right there. So that is the Dewy Rainbow Highlighter. And then the eyeshadow palette is Chapter 1 Legend of Land and Sea. And I believe that this is the first palette like this that the brand has done. So it says batch number 000001 on there. So here's the box packaging, very plain. There is a total of 11 grams or 1.1 gram times 10. So you're getting a decent amount of product in there. Again, designed in New Zealand, made in China. And the shadows are magnetized in here, so if you've got pans of the same size, you can swap them out and stuff like that. Now, I love the imagery on here. You've got two dragons in there. So pretty, right? The actual packaging, it feels a little bit like a lighter weight plastic, and I really wish that I was able to magnetize the cover to the back, but it doesn't kind of work like that. I have other palettes with this similar style of packaging where you can like magnetize the lid, but this one does not do that, so you just have to kind of hold it with the palette or set it down. But here are your 10 shadows. So this is the palette that I've got on my eyes today. I've loved every single look that I've done out of here. If anything, I'd wish for like a more transition tone of shadow in the mattes, but I've been mixing, say I was going to use the brown in the crease and then blend out with this. I just mix the two for that transition shade, and same thing with these two shades as well, just so that I get that kind of more flawless blend. And that's what I did today. I got the brown in the crease, these two shades mixed for transition, blended out with this one, and then this guy underneath the brow, and then this one on the lid, and this one kind of on the center of the lid. But these are really beautiful shadows, like super soft, silky smooth mattes, very beautiful, super shiny, multi-chromes in here as well. Really enjoy the quality of it. So I'm kind of excited to see if the brand is going to do more palettes, because they're very nice. And again, I love the imagery on the packaging, those dragons. It's just not like the most convenient to like take the lid off and then hold it, I guess, but it's still pretty. And then these next ones. They had some other fun looking products on the page too that I'm kind of intrigued by. There was a mixing medium and some kind of loose pigments. And you can kind of see them mixing the loose pigments with that mixing medium and putting them on eyelashes and different things like that. So I might dig into the brand a little bit more, because I am quite impressed with the two products that I ordered. And then these last two here. Really pretty color story. So that guy again, I'll have to grab the box to read the name because it's not on the actual packaging. There's shade names on the back, but the name of the palette isn't on here. Just give you guys another look at how pretty these are. This is a multi-chrome. That one's a multi-chrome. This one's a multi-chrome. It's the Legend of Land and Sea is what it's called. And again, that's the eyeshadow palette that I've got on today. Very pretty. Love the dragons. They should do one with unicorns. And that is everything that I have for the haul today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.